Brian Hartline is leaving to be the head coach at USF, University of South Florida. The Bulls, that's right, Timmy. Look, I saw this morning. It is big news in the sense that you're the number one team in the country. You're going for a back-to-back national championship
of course
run.
It's
you're
big
playing.
news.
You're playing for the Big Ten championship this weekend. But if you were to tell me Brian Hartline would not be on this team when the season was over and he would have a head coaching job, I'd say, yeah, it sounds about right. Because that's what I thought was going to happen, and that's what has happened. I would have been annoyed. Well, devastated is the right word. But teed off, let's say that, if he left for a job like Penn State, right? I just think that's too Jim Knowlesy and direct competition and Mikey no likey.
Do you think it came down to that? Do you think?
No.
I could understand how, with the way the coaching search has been going for Penn State, that a guy like Brian Hartline would have continued to rise on their list.
I believe things are going so well at Penn State, they have attached car batteries to Joe Paterno's nipples, tried to raise him from the dead so that he can coach this team again.
They might try to rehire James Franklin back. Oh, you've done a bang-up job there at Virginia Tech.
University
makes it possible.
I know that there's dominoes that could fall here when it comes to recruits. I just saw something from Chris Henry Jr. Chris Henry Jr. has been committed.
Now?
Yes, he tweeted. He says, I have not signed yet, still trying to weigh my options due to coaching changes. I just want to make the right decision for my future. God's plan.
Well,
yes, this is God's plan.
Well, you know what? We can't control that. I mean, the best you can do is Ryan Day steps in. He becomes the full-on. It's more work and it's more time spent on this stuff on a day like today, which I hope we can all agree is absolutely nuts. It's absolutely asinine that we're here today doing this when we have a Big Ten championship game.
I know.
We're on the Wednesday of a game week, and we're sorting through all of this crap. Like, you can't do anything. I've been thinking a lot about the whole, like, the problem with the coaching cycle. I don't know if you can ever fix that, but you can fix some things like the recruiting calendar. That's something that you decide. You cannot decide when a university is going to fire a coach and then when that university is going to start to, through their agents or back channels, start to get in contact with another coach.
Yeah, but to your point, you can massage that a little bit.
You can make industry standards or whatever and say no contact periods. I don't know.
You change up the recruiting calendar. You change up portal windows. All of that.
Yeah.
It amazes me that anyone who knows college football ever came up with this calendar. It's so dumb.
This thing where we're talking about our recruiting class right now, it used to be in a perfectly sane place, right? In February, when it's free and clear of all of this.
Season's over.
It's right after the season. You can even move it up from February. I guess nowadays that's only 2 weeks after the national championship game?
Yeah.
Well, January 20th? Yeah, January 1st, we're going to have the Rose Bowl still, and then I think it was around the 20th, 21st last year when we played the national championship game. So now that first Wednesday in February almost seems perfect, but that is just for the remnants. That's just for leftovers now. It's mostly done here today because everybody's finished, everybody's done with their recruitment, or you just do this earlier, possibly. You push it up so it's not here like in the most important time of the football season, championship season.
Brian Hartline is, I guess, the best recruiter in this business. And that is the reason why he went from, 2017? He started on the staff as just essentially an intern. I don't know what the official title was.
Yeah, he wasn't a full-blown assistant coach, kind of like...
No, he didn't take over as wide receivers coach until Zach Smith was fired.
Mm-hmm.
And then he moved into that role, and he's had just a rocket ship up his ass trajectory. But this was going to happen. This is bound to happen. And this is the price of success. Other teams are going to come away and poach your guys. We've seen it before. We're going to see it again. I've said it time and time again. We are living in the golden age of wide receiver talent. It's not going to be like this all the time. That doesn't mean you can't win. That doesn't mean you can't have the golden age of running backs in 5 years, right?
It's still the golden age of Ohio State football,
well,
is
right,
it not?
Exactly.
And what happens in the next month and a half can really solidify that. So stay tuned, because this is going to be exciting to see what happens. You got big news playing out. And of course, we'll hear later in the show, but it's all congratulatory when you're talking about Brian Hartline. What are you going to do? Like you just said, he was here in 2017. This was his first stop in coaching. It's kind of cool to see a guy just get it. And it was all right here. So many times in the coaching business, you got to bop all over the country. In those early years of your career, you might be moving every single year.
Right.
It might be 5 stops in 5 years. He gets done with the NFL. I think he was able to bring, and I think that was it, like the connection, because Hartline even now is only 39 years old. So when he started in 2017, he was a really young guy, just leaving his playing career in the NFL. And he was able to find a way to combine everything that you get with the brand for Ohio State, having been a player at Ohio State, and what it's like to make it in the NFL for a mid-round pick too. Like I was not the best guy in college football, but a really, really good player. And I can show you how if you work your ass off, you can maximize what you can be here and get ready for the next level. And it was a beautiful run.
See, I know we're concerned about, Chris Henry Jr. I mean, he's been committed here since he was like in second grade.
It's a fair concern,
right?
Okay?
Yes, it's a perfectly sane concern, Timmy.
He's good. We want him.
Good, unfortunately, with moves like this. And he hasn't said he's not coming.
Right.
He just says he's evaluating. I'm quite sure that somebody's on the phone right now trying to get him some more zeros on that check.
What do you sell to him, aside from an NIL deal, which I'm sure is going to be as strong as anywhere else, if not stronger now?
In times like this, it may be about a couple more zeros on the check. It may be about just making a guy feel comfortable. I mean, his primary contact, since he's been recruited here at Ohio State, is leaving for another job. And I can understand how in a 24-hour period, when you're about to sign on a piece of paper today, to at least sign the first year of your collegiate career away, that could be a jarring decision.
Me too.
Sometimes guys just need a little bit of time and a little bit of reassurance that you are still tremendously valuable to us. We've been preparing for you. We love you. We plan on doing this. Ryan Day probably has names that he's whispering. Could be Chip Kelly again. Who the hell knows? Chip's not doing anything. And if it's not Chip, which, by the way, that wouldn't be a terrible thing.
No.
If it's not Chip,
makes sense.
Ryan Day, like he did with Jim Knowles and like he did with Matt Patricia, he's going to go get the best name possible. And let's say it's a top offensive coordinator someplace else. Well, don't you think his top players on whatever team Ryan Day poaches him from have an opportunity to flip here?
Yeah, it'd be awfully attractive to flip to Ohio State.
Exactly.
If you're going out to get another, maybe you're not saying the mirror image of Brian Hartline exists.
You can't get the mirror image of Brian Hartline
with what he's done, but I do think that a lot of Brian Hartline is an incredible success story, but it all works together. If Brian Hartline had started at Minnesota, right? Is he recruiting wide receivers at the same clip as he is at Ohio State?
No. He'll be the first one to tell you that.
It all helps each other. You had Ohio State's backing and resources in their brand, and that helped it. So you've got to rely on that as the backbone. It's best of luck to him. It was an incredible run. I wish him all the success. But now you go on. This is a good thing. When you have success, you're going to lose great people.
Not the first time. We'll talk about it today. Ryan Day with a special signing day presser today. And, of course, he talked about Brian Hartline as well. You will hear from the coach coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan. Ryan Day with a presser today. It's signing day, so he was scheduled to talk about that. And he also talked about Brian Hartline leaving to become head coach at USF. So here is Ryan Day first addressing that.
We'll do a quick team meeting here and kind of let the team know. He was able to let the wide receivers know and the recruits know. And I'm really happy for he and his family. The fact that he gets an opportunity to do this. He's put a lot of hard work here at Ohio State as a player and now as a coach. And so that's part of the profession. And that's, as a head coach, it's gratifying to see one of your assistants get one of these opportunities. And I think he's going to do great. I think it's a great opportunity for him. looking forward to see how he does. And so that's exciting for him. The timing isn't great, but that's not Brian's fault. That's, other people's fault. And, hopefully we can get some of this stuff addressed, because it's, but it's like that for everybody in the country. Instead of being upset about it, we're going to embrace it. And, I'll let the team know today. They obviously will read it today, but it's good to hear from me. But yeah, the plan is for him to continue to be with the team, which is a challenge for him, but that speaks to his character, that he wants to make sure he finishes this thing out the right way. He wants to be with us all the way through, all the way to the end, and see this thing out during the season. So it'll be a busy month for him, but it's been done before, and we'll help him along the way.
Okay, I love the way that Ryan Day spoke about this. I think it's a perfect way to go about this right now. And we know, anybody with half a brain knows, this is nowhere close to like a situation you had with other coaches out there who get to actually stay, and they are still welcome by all of their guys, and they will still be an asset and good at their jobs. This can be done where if it's a certain type of job that you're going into, South Florida, of course, wants Brian Hartline to take their program to new levels. But they also understand when they're hiring a guy like this, who's in a position that he's in, going for a second straight national championship, that you got some work left to do. And you also know that is only going to help you as the South Florida Bulls if he gets another piece of hardware to show off to new recruits when he leaves that place. So I do think that's cool that Brian Hartline plans on staying, that he's going to stay, and I think he's going to be locked in enough. We did this with Tom Herman. You remember in 2014 when they won the national championship? He was there, and then I think he was wearing a Houston hat on the sideline or on the field
after they won the national championship.
And then off he went. You know what? That's fine.
So that's the good news. The last time an offensive coordinator left during the season, the Buckeyes went on to win the national championship. So there you go. Here's some more good news on this, because you know me, I'm just Mr. Glass half full. Turn that frown upside down. I'm quite sure that even though this evolved rather quickly, according to Ryan Day, in the last 24 hours, that
it felt like it.
Brian Hartline probably reached out to Coach Day and said, hey, just so you know, I'm being offered this job and I intend on taking it. But is there any possibility that in the next couple of years you're not here? Meaning, if I stick around, can I get this job?
I take job.
And I'm sure that Ryan Day said, I'm not going anywhere. So if you feel like this is the opportunity for you, then I encourage you to take it, because I'm not giving up my job anytime soon.
I also don't know like how long anyone is going these days in college football. Do you agree? Like this
game has completely changed, man.
Seeing the Kirk Ferentz type of run, I don't know. I mean, we've had some mighty successful coaches here at Ohio State. Some of the best in the game. The last two guys have won national championships for your program. Have a couple little a big scandal, a mini scandal there as well. I don't know if I call the Urban thing a mini scandal. It was Zach Smith's deal, but it was the handling of it that got the suspension, maybe some bad feelings, and then he's gone. But you know what I'm saying. I can see another 7, 8, 6, 7 years for Ryan Day.
Are we
possibly
not done with that yet?
No, not done.
You brought up Kirk Ferentz, and I don't think that's an apples-to-apples comparison, because
I know
Iowa doesn't have the same level of expectations and cachet as Ohio State. I mean, look at a guy like Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney's won national championships.
Yeah, multiple.
Plural.
Multiple.
And I will tell you right now that if they get off to a slow start in 2026,
He gone. Yeah, he gone.
So, I don't say that anybody has a job for 25 years. It just doesn't work that way anymore. There's too much money. The expectations have changed. The recruiting cycles, the way that we get these players have changed. That security is not just baked in for the rest of your life.
I guess to go back to Day and how long someone might have to wait, he's doing such a fine job at it right now. He's the one that I could see continues to earn it. And look, obviously we're not going undefeated against the rival, but I think that's burning. That's a burning desire
from here on out, though.
Possibly.
I think there's a very sane possibility that Ryan Day never loses to Michigan again. Let's go.
Is Sharon Moore a complete bum? Like, is that part of
now we're pivoting, Timmy. That's a different conversation
we
entirely.
talk about as long as he's there. I do think we got the home game next year, so that puts Ryan Day to, 3-4? Because he lost the 4 straight. He won the first one. So that
you already giving him the win next year?
I'm giving.
We got the home game next year.
Home game, and they stink.
The year after that, I mean, come on. What are you going to do?
It's just a shoo-in.
Sure.
You just sat here and told me we're winning all the rest of them.
I said I can see a situation.
I'm just having some fun. Here on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
All right, Ryan Day talking about actual signing day today.
It's a great day for these guys. I mean, this is a point in their lives where it's one of those timeline moments, signing with Ohio State. And so, they're finishing high school careers, and a lot of guys are going to be here in the next month. And, being a dad and going through this with my son, man, I'm just happy for these families because it's a moment to, be thankful. Be thankful for not only for the people that invested in these guys, but be thankful to be in this position, to have this opportunity to be a part of something special.
Here's the recruiting pitch. And I think ultimately things will settle down with Brian Hartline leaving. I think that Chris Henry Jr. will end up staying here. But I think the pitch is, do you want to be a guy or do you want to be a legend? Because you can go to South Florida. You can be a guy.
Right.
You can be a guy that puts up numbers, and then you will go on and make lots of money on Sundays. You will have success. You're a great talent. You can also do all of that same stuff here. Set yourself up to earn money on Sundays.
It's not
and
really,
in the process become a legend.
A legend that's a good pitch. I'm listening to that pitch.
This is a legendary, life-changing program.
This is Ohio State. The one thing, Brian Hartline would have to be incredibly skilled to take some top guys and get them to go to South Florida. Because if you're not thinking about Ohio State, well then, who was like second or third? Is it Oklahoma? Is it Oregon? Who are those programs that were on your list? To make that switch to South Florida, that's almost like you're following Dion to Jackson State? Not Jacksonville State.
Jackson State.
Yeah, going to a smaller school.
Yeah, Jackson State.
To make a move like that, where you really are going for the coach, in essence. And who is there? And again, Hartline's that kind of guy. He's proven it as a recruiter, but you're still at Ohio State. Newsflash, we still are going to need assets at the wide receiver position. It is a fun position to play, and we recruit some pretty damn good quarterbacks, if you haven't been seeing that lately, and he's going to need top-notch guys to throw the football to.